If I have to start this, no! If I have to start this video one more time, I've tried to film this video for the past hour and a half. Stop working! God damn! I've tried to film this video for the past hour and people won't stop fucking calling me, texting me, leave me alone! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's try this again. I keep trying to film this fucking story time and people won't stop calling me and trying to come to my house and knocking on my door and then making penny. So today's story is about the first time I ever got super freaking lit, okay? Let's get started. First of all, thank you guys so much for 40,000 subscribers. You guys are amazing. Thank you for supporting this dumb idea that I came up with for this channel. You guys, the content is gonna just keep getting crazier and crazier as the channel grows. So make sure you guys stay subscribed and turn on the bell notifications so you are notified every time a new video is posted. Follow me on Instagram, thanks. So this story took place December 2015 when I was 19 years old. I just turned 19 a month before this happened. So I was still mentally like 16, 17 in the head, because just because you're 18 and you turn into an adult does not mean that all of a sudden you're mature. It doesn't work that way. So I didn't also, like, in high school, I didn't party, I didn't really go through too much, so I feel like high school happened for me at 18. Like, that's when I really started to go through like a lot of experiences. So around this age, this is when I was being messy. I was fighting with Tana online and stuff. Like, I was just being a piece of shit, basically. Like, I was literally just being a piece of shit. So I was living in this big ass house. It was like a 5,000 or 6,000 square foot house. This is when I started making a couple coins. So I thought I was a bad bitch and I needed a bad bitch pad. So I got a bad bitch pad. So I ended up getting this big ass house and I used to throw parties in there once in a while. So if you ever came to any of those parties, hey, what's good? Hope you had fun. But I wanted to throw a kickback one night with a couple of my friends. There was just gonna be like maybe like 9 or 10 of us. If you don't know what a kickback is, it's usually just like a really small hangout slash party with just like your closest friends, not really just like random people coming in and stuff. So like very small little kickback. And like I said, we were only like 18, 19, one of us was 20, the rest of, like I said, we were all underage. So like, I'm not trying to say like underage drinking is okay. I'm not saying that underage anything is okay. So like, I'm not endorsing any of this stuff. So don't ask how we got this and where we got that from. It doesn't matter. So basically, we were just gonna have a kickback or whatever, and everybody was there except for 2 people. It was one of my guy friends and his girlfriend. And she already would always like be weird about us. Like, it was like a couple of us girls and like a guy, but like we were all friends in high school, and she, like, not the girlfriend, like me, all the friends and the guy, like we were all pretty much friends in high school. So like, I just found it like even she went to our school, but she wasn't in our friend group. So it was just like weird that like every time he would be around his friends and she would come along, she was just like the kind of girlfriend that, like, you know those kind of like girlfriend or boyfriends that don't want you around other people, just them? You could tell that she was like that. She was very like, no, let's leave. Like, I don't want to be around your friends. I don't want you to be around your friends. I want you to be around me all the time. And plus, me and him were cool. Like, I knew everything about their relationship. He would tell me things. So I was just like, oh my God, like, they're probably arguing about something for all we know. And who would have guessed it? And guess who was right? Me. We look outside the window and literally they were both sitting inside of their car, or his car, like arguing with each other. And he ended up texting me like, sorry, like we've been out here for like 10 minutes. She won't get out. Like, she's literally being so difficult. We might not even come inside. So literally everyone inside, like, we're already starting to take shots and stuff. So we're like, oh my gosh, she's such a buzzkill, dump her already. Like, we were just so mad. We're like, oh my God, like this girl's ruining everything. Like, we're trying to have fun and she's being so bitter. Like, literally tell her ass to get a fucking Uber and tell her to go home and you come inside or something. Like, we didn't care. Like, we're already like kind of tipsy and we were getting angry because we're like, this is our friend and this dumbass bitch is literally like keeping him from us. So we were pissed off. We're all like banging on the windows like, hey, come inside. Like I said, I wouldn't act like this now. I was acting dumb at this age. We're like, come inside, come on. And they both look out the window and they both got out of the car and started walking up. But you could tell that she was upset because she was walking with her arms like this. So we opened the door, we're like, hey, like we're trying to act like nothing happened. Like, we're trying to be nice to her because like the 2 guys we knew were gonna start talking to each other. Even though we were all gonna talk, like we knew that they were gonna probably start talking more. So we tried to involve her, like, hey girl, like I'm blah blah blah, even though you already know who we are, but like, hi, I'm blah 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 blah. Like, come in, like, you want a drink? No, I don't drink. Like, okay, then don't drink. You wanna, like, I don't do that either. Like, okay, then don't. Just come and talk to us. And she would literally went and sat on my stairs. Like, she sat on my stairs like this. Like, bitch, you're like 22. Grow the fuck up. Get your ass up and come and talk to people or get the fuck out of my house. Like, literally, everyone's in the living room listening to music, like, ah! Like, dancing, having a good time. We weren't, like, we're not the kind of friends that are, like, over here, like, twerking on the guys and stuff. Like, we weren't being, like, extra as fuck. We were just, like, all dancing and having a good time with each other. And she was on the stairs like this. And I'm just looking at her like, get the fuck out of my house then. Like, why did you come to a kickback? You should have, like, he should have came by himself. Like, why did you even come with him? Like, if you're gonna be bitter Betty, like, I can't stand buzzkills. Like, you're the only one not having a good time. Leave or loosen up. I was just like, oh my gosh, this girl is just being bitter. And I can tell when people have social anxiety. Like, I've had it at one point in my life. I can tell when, like, you know, but she wasn't acting like that because one of our friends that was there had social anxiety and was like usually kind of awkward, you know what I mean? So like they were like themselves, but they were like a little awkward because like that's just like they have social anxiety and they can't help it. Even though it's our friend, like they're always gonna be a little like, you know? This girl was just being a straight up bitch. So now we're all like outside. She's still inside. Now she's standing in my kitchen by herself and the two guys are sitting down at the table talking to each other. Some people are probably like, then why didn't he leave and make his girlfriend comfortable? She could have left. He was 19. She was a grown-ass woman. She could have left if she wanted to. Like, at the end of the day, like, if I was at a party with my boyfriend and he was having a great time and I saw that his friends were having a great time, I would not be like, okay, like, can we leave? Like, I don't care if you're having a good time. I would have been like, you know, I'm gonna roll out. You go ahead and stay here. Like, no problems. Like, you're having a good time and I'm not. Like, I'm just gonna roll out. And if you wanna come with me, you can. If you don't, like, then stay. Like, I'm not gonna like sit here and make everyone uncomfortable. So at this point, like I said, we're all outside, like shots in, like maybe like 10 shots in, to be honest, because we didn't know how to like limit ourselves. Because also, like I said, this is the first time I got lit, so this is the first time I also blacked out. And I did not know how much my body could handle with like drinking and stuff. So I was like 10 shots in. And at this point, like we're all outside, like being loud. Like when I've only been drunk a handful of times. When I get drunk, I'm really fun. I feel like I'm already pretty fun naturally, but like when I'm drunk, I'm like triple the fun. So like, I'm just like all over the place, like woo, like being loud and being fun. Like all my friends were like that too. Like we were all being loud and like dancing and being crazy. So we were all outside sitting on the turf because I'm allergic to grass. So we're sitting on like the fake grass in my backyard and we could see the girl because my house had windows going along the entire wall. Even like the kitchen, like dining room area, like everything was a window and then it was a door and then a glass sliding door and then more windows. So like we could see straight through. And I just remember like, because when I'm drunk, I still remember things, but once I black out, that's when I don't remember anything. So I just remember looking through the window and then one of my friends was like, ugh, bitter, and pointed at the girlfriend. We were just like, oh my God, look at this bitter bitch in there. Like we just started going off, like, oh my gosh, she's so bitter. And that's so mean. Like that was so mean. Like we shouldn't have been like that, to be honest. Like we shouldn't have been like, oh my God, like she's so bitter. Like come on, have fun with us. Like stop being bitter. We like, one of my friends like, bitter bitch, bitter bitch. And she eventually ended up like leaving a couple minutes after that because she probably fucking heard us. Like we were all drunk being like, oh my God, like she's so bitter. Like we were rolling around laughing outside. Like I remember doing like a somersault when you're just like, woo! And I was like, leave if you're unhappy. Like I literally remember doing a flip like, if you don't want to be here, then go. Eventually she ends up leaving and then my friend was like, oh, like I'm gonna roll out, she wants to go. And we're like, okay, bye, like, get out, you guys are negative anyways. And he was like, but at this point we're like, yes, the negativity is gone, we can all really have a good time. Like you guys just know when like the buzzkill leaves and everyone's like, yes, now we can finally have a good time, get lit. So now, excuse me, we're all just like playing video games and dancing, and we had a fucking competition of who could flip over the couch better. So we were all like running, like say like running from that hallway coming down and flipping over the couch. None of us were in gymnastics. None of us were tumblers. I don't know why the fuck we were over here trying to do gold medalist tricks, but we were. I just remember at one point flipping over the couch and falling onto the floor, and I just like felt my neck and I was like, ah. What the fuck? Like I literally remember thinking I like broke my neck, but then I got up and I was like, I'm good everybody, and everyone was like, wah! It was just a very, very interesting time. Like, we were literally just running up and down the stairs. I had a stripper pole upstairs, so like people were going up there and like spinning around it and stuff. It was just a good night. Now we're back downstairs and things are starting to get messy again. So I don't know what the hell happened, but all of a sudden, like, two of our friends are like arguing with each other and they're yelling about nothing. Like, I don't even remember, because I was kind of like blacking out at this point, so I don't even remember like what the hell they were arguing about, but I just remember seeing them like over the couch, like watching them, and they were just like yelling at each other. I don't remember what for, but for some sort of reason. At this time, I had a husky. I didn't have Miss Penny Lou yet. I had a husky named Frodo. Where was he? I think he was probably upstairs in my room or something. I don't even remember where the dog was, to be honest. That's sad. But I just remember blacking out for the night and like just hearing Post Malone White Iverson like playing in my like head as I like just like blacked out. And I don't remember what else happened that night. I just remember waking up in the morning on the couch and looking directly across from me, and the beanbag was right there, and my wig, like, this is when I wore that like purple and pink wig. I only wore it a couple times in videos, I think, but I had this purple and pink wig and it was just laying there. Just laying like perfectly placed on my beanbag. And I was like, wow, someone did that. And all my friends are all over the house, just like asleep and stuff. I went upstairs, and this was very odd to me. I went upstairs to take a shower, and inside my bathtub was a lot of my clothes and shoes. I don't know if somebody was trying to pull like a bad girls club in there or something and try to like, I don't know if I did that. Like, why were all of my clothes and my shoes in my bathtub? I'm not sure. I went outside and looked on the turf, and there was literally like squished dog shit all over the turf. So that means we were rolling around in dog shit when we were sitting in the turf. Like, so that basically meant that somebody in the house right now has like dog shit stains all over their clothing. And it wasn't me. Just disgusting. That's why I like am very adamant about like, you need to be aware of what alcohol does to you if you drink too much, because you guys, we literally blacked out and I don't remember, like, I don't know how that stuff happened, and that's kind of scary. Like, no one wants to forget. Like, and the thing is, that's why I stopped being friends with a lot of people in LA, because that's all they would do. They'd be like, oh my god, I can't wait to black out tonight. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, who has the intentions, like, or do you want to black out with me? Do you want to black out tonight? Like, no, I don't want to fucking black out. Like, I don't want to forget everything that just happened. Like, that's not fun. That's weird. Like, there's nothing wrong with blacking out. That means you just drink too much. Like, cool. But if you're doing it on purpose, you have issues. I do suggest you go to an AA meeting or you talk to somebody about that, because if you're wanting to black out, that's like the first signs of like developing like an alcohol problem. So I'm just saying. Anyways, so it's the next morning, like I said, and we were gonna go to IHOP, but we all didn't fit. This is when I had an Audi convertible, so like we weren't gonna all fit inside of my car, and a lot of them ended up Ubering there because some of them didn't have cars. So we ended up getting an Uber SUV, and we were gonna all just go to IHOP. So we ended up getting to IHOP. At this point, nobody has thrown up or gotten sick yet. So we're at IHOP. They're like, oh, it's gonna be like a 40-minute wait. It's really busy today. So we ended up going outside to run across the street to go to Waffle House. The second all my friends started running across the street, like we started going like in twos, like pairs of twos. I don't know why, but we slowly started going across, and I was like, you guys, oh my god. And I literally ran into this ditch and just bleh, everywhere. Everyone on the side of the road could have seen me. There's people walking outside. Like, everyone at IHOP saw me puke in that ditch. It was so embarrassing. And I drank like a red Powerade or a red Gatorade, so it looked like I was like puking like red like goo, and like it was just so gross. Also, keep in mind, all the food in my house was gone, because I guess we like ate all of it. Like, there was just like open bags of like empty bags of chips on the floor, like snacks. So I went in my pantry, everything was like, we ate everything. So yeah, I ended up just throwing up everything from like the night before, I guess. And all my friends were like, yes girl, go, go, go. Like, they were like, the friends that were still on this side of the road were like, yes, vomit, vomit, like puke it up, get all that shit out of your system. And they're like rooting for me, and I'm like over here throwing up, like, stop, this is embarrassing. Like, I'm throwing up in public. So I ended up doing the walk of shame across the street, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is so embarrassing. Like, I need to go in the bathroom instead of Waffle House and like rinse my mouth or something. Like, this is disgusting. And then we go inside of Waffle House, somebody else pukes. We go back outside because Waffle House was like nowhere like packed for like the next hour. Go back across the street to go to IHOP. We're waiting outside, and everyone else is like, oh my God, I feel sick. So we're like, oh my, we need to eat something or we're all just gonna like pass out at IHOP. So we ended up eating, going back to my house. Everybody started dispersing, going separate ways, and that is the first night that I ever got lit. I was crossfaded basically off of, you already know what that means. And if you don't, Google it. But yeah, so that was the first time ever. Like I said, we're gonna start off with some like subtle story times, and then we're gonna get crazy and crazier as it goes. But that is the first time that I ever acted like that. And I'm the kind of person that learns their lesson. So if I act a certain way this time and I remember it, I'm not gonna act like that again. Like, I know how to be better, if that makes sense. Now these days, since turning 21, it's crazy because I did all my drinking before 21. Like, I have like my phase of like shot, like crazy sake bottom. Like, that was me at like 18, 19, 20. But once I turned 21, I've only been drunk since then twice. Or once, twice. So I've been drunk twice in the past 2 years, and that's just because I don't like getting drunk. Like, some people like to get drunk, I don't. It's not my thing. I don't like to feel sick. I don't like to be out of control of my body. I'd rather just be there. So yeah, that's basically it. It's gonna get worse. I will do a story time telling you guys about the first time that I smoked. It's gonna probably be like a really short story though, because I feel like not too much happened. But I guess in that video, I'll probably just like share with you guys like my first experience smoking, and then I'll include like some other little stories from around like that, like 15, 16-year-old time, because that's when I first started smoking at 15. Which is not good. That doesn't mean that you guys should go and start doing it, because that, like, drugs aren't fun. Drugs aren't fun. Drugs aren't cool. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for coming to my channel again. If you guys want me to continuously make videos like this, like I said, they're gonna get worse. They're gonna get worse. This was just a little taste test of like more. The thing is, like, I haven't even told the stories about me in LA yet. So if you guys want to hear about the crazy LA times that I've had, I can totally make those. So yeah, stay tuned for more, subscribe. I love you guys so much. Follow me on Instagram at simplyness15. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.